Victor Osimhen, Mauro Icardi, Hakim Ziyech. The new Galatasaray side looks scary as they dominate the Turkish Super League. Every player has improved under coach Okan Buruk, as Galatasaray has become a team that is hard to beat both at home and away. So how is it possible that despite losing players like Kerem Aktürkoğlu, Zaha, and Zaniolo, Galatasaray continue to be the best team in Turkey? Galatasaray started the season with a blockbuster signing, one that nobody saw coming. One of the very best strikers in the world in Victor Osimhen joined the club from Napoli. The Nigerian was unhappy in Italy, with there being disputes regarding his contract extension. Napoli and Osimhen's representatives were not on the same page when it came to what his release clause should be. The situation only got worse when Napoli's official TikTok account posted a video that compared Osimhen to a coconut. Not only was it just incredibly unprofessional for the official page of a club to be making these disrespectful memes, but the timing couldn't have been worse. It came right after a match against Bologna where Osimhen didn't play his best game. He had hit the woodwork and missed a penalty before being substituted for another forward in Gio Simeone. While coming off the pitch, Osimhen yelled at Rudy Garcia and loudly asked them why they couldn't play with two strikers considering Napoli were trying to get a goal. When you combine all of these events together, it's not surprising to see that Osimhen no longer wanted to play for Napoli. But nobody expected Osimhen to leave Italy just to end up in Turkey. I mean, everyone figured he would go to the Premier League since he had always mentioned wanting to play in England in interviews. The rumors were always about him somehow ending up at Chelsea to follow the footsteps of his idol, Didier Drogba. Instead though, he made the right decision and joined the biggest club in Turkey. You see, maybe the masses don't know this, but Galatasaray is a massive club, and they were able to pick him up on loan because the Turkish transfer window remains open longer than the other leagues. As soon as his signing was confirmed, Galatasaray announced that there was no fee attached to the one-year loan deal and that Osimhen will earn around 6 million euros for the year, meaning that Napoli, presumably, are still picking up the remainder of his contract. He teams up with his former Napoli teammate Dries Mertens and still gets to follow the path of one of his idols in Didier Drogba because while Drogba did play at Chelsea, he also spent a season with Galatasaray. There was no better place for the Nigerian to go to than Turkey. You see, at Saudi Arabia, while he might have gotten more money, he would have been playing in a league where nobody cares. Instead, he joins a club that has a massive fan base. Like, Galatasaray fans are crazy passionate, and they still have European football. Meanwhile, Galatasaray just got a striker who is coming into his prime who loves to score goals. In the 2024 season, he picked up 17 goals in all competitions for Napoli, and the season before that 31 goals as he helped them become Scudetto champions. What's great for Galatasaray fans is they're getting an Osimhen that is coming with a point to prove, a chip on his shoulder, to show everyone that he still is one of, if not the best number 9 in the world. His hunger is obvious as he picked up 3 goals and 4 assists in his first 5 games for the club. He is fast, strong, and great in the air. The complete package as a number 9. He has been essential to the dominance that Galatasaray has been showing. His arrival has added depth to the attack, and he's seamlessly integrated into Buruk's tactical plans, playing either as a lone striker or paired with Mauro Icardi. What's crazy is that Galatasaray's attack was already pretty good before the signing. Icardi was literally scoring goals for fun ever since his arrival. In the 2024 season, he got a whopping 32 goals and 12 assists in all competitions. He scored against United and Bayern in the Champions League, scored twice against Besiktas. In any game that he was needed, Icardi showed up. He had already built a reputation as one of the best finishers in modern football, but while his career had had ups and downs, his impact at Galatasaray is undeniable. The fact that he's so consistent in finding the back of the net and the fact that he can perform under pressure makes him one of the most key figures for this team. With him and Osimhen in the team, not many teams in world football can honestly say they have more firepower up front than Galatasaray. Just when you thought these two elite strikers would be enough, Galatasaray also have Michy Batshuayi. That's right, pretty much any former Premier League player that you might have liked at one point is probably playing in the Turkish league. Batshuayi moved from Fenerbahce to Galatasaray on a free transfer. At Fenerbahce, Batshuayi had a pretty good spell, scoring 12 goals in 27 league appearances during the 2024 season. It's actually quite impressive considering he was primarily being used as a substitute behind Edin Dzeko. In his 2-season stint there, he got 44 goals in 75 games across all competitions. Batshuayi's move to Galatasaray was largely because of the lack of consistent starting opportunities he was getting at Fenerbahce. Despite scoring in the few minutes that he was getting, he constantly found himself in a rotational role behind Dzeko, which limited the amount of minutes he was getting on the pitch. In search of more playing time, he joined Galatasaray, signing a 3-year contract, where at least he would have the chance to compete for a starting role. In his first 13 matches, Michy got 4 goals and 2 assists. Unfortunately for the Belgium, Osimhen's arrival has created more competition. But considering the amount of different competitions that Galatasaray plays in, and the fact that injury concerns can always happen, he is still a valuable asset. Burak can now rotate without any issues, as whoever comes in up front is still a quality player. Michy is very versatile, he's a good finisher, and has a great physical presence. Once again, I don't see that many other top teams in European football that can say they have more attacking firepower than Galatasaray. When you have such good finishers, you need players that can create, and who better than Hakim Ziyech? Ziyech joined Galatasaray from Chelsea in 2023, initially on loan, and his move became permanent in 2024. Ziyech's time at Chelsea was honestly pretty inconsistent. He came to London after a great season at Ajax, but never really lived up to his potential. And then his failed move to PSG in the January of 2023 just made tensions even higher between Ziyech and the London club. Wanting to get consistent playing time like he was getting in the Netherlands, Ziyech moved to Galatasaray. In his debut season in Turkey, Ziyech made 23 appearances, scoring 8 goals and providing 4 assists across all competitions. He was very pivotal in Galatasaray winning both the Super League title and the Turkish Super Cup. Ziyech has continued playing well in the 2025 season, but he has been dealing with some injury issues. Known for his creativity, playmaking abilities, long-range shooting, and the fact that he can dribble by anybody, Ziyech is a much-needed piece for this Galatasaray side. He is often either used as a right winger where he can cut in or in the attacking midfield role. His crossing and set piece delivery is perfect when you have the likes of Icardi and Osimhen who are great in the air and at finishing. While Galatasaray have all this firepower up front, we do have to show some love to their defense. Victor Nelson, the Danish defender, has been solid. His consistency has gone under the radar compared to the attacking players. Let's be real, a good tackle, clearance, or block is not celebrated nearly as much as Victor Osimhen doing a bicycle kick. Next to him, Abdulkarim Bardakçı has also been super reliable. The two have made the backline stable and a big part of why Galatasaray have an excellent defensive record. They have been so good because they can punish you with goals, but will also make it impossible for you to score against them. This balanced approach is down to the manager, Okan Buruk. His philosophy revolves around combining defensive solidity with dynamic attacking. Although he prefers the 4-2-3-1, he has shown that he's flexible, able to adjust formations on the go depending on the opposition. Buruk really prefers possession-based football. It's seen by the fact that Galatasaray frequently have around 60% possession in their matches. His tactics have been fantastic. Ever since he took over in the 2023 season, Galatasaray have continued to dominate. In just his first season in charge, he led Galatasaray to the Super League title, reviving the club after a few pretty disappointing seasons. His ability to integrate key players like Icardi and Mertens, along with the young players already at the club, made him a fantastic manager. Combine that with his tactical knowledge, man management skills, and clear communication, and you can see why he's been able to win the trust of the squad. Why Galatasaray have been able to compete on multiple fronts, from dominating teams in Turkey to competing in Europe. The season is long, but Galatasaray are on the right track. They have too much talent to not succeed. They will want to not just win the league, but go as far as possible in the Europa League, an achievement that is completely possible given the talent in the squad. Turkish football as a whole is a story on its own. To see the ups and downs of it, you have to check out this video right here.